All right, all right. This is Adelai Brown, your heart coach, getting ready to go live right here doing Heart Talk on my internet radio show on Kinetic Hi-Fi. Heart Connections, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe, and share. All right, all right. It is 1:30, and you are tuned into Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on your community station with international inspiration, kinetichifi.com. It is time for Heart Talk. This is the talk portion of our show. This is where we come together to renew our minds and restore our hearts. And this is like the crux. This is the foundation of everything that I do, just having heart talk, just being in a space that allows my heart to speak. It is vital to my existence. And I know from so many people that I've worked with over the past almost 4 years now, since I've been doing heart talk, that I'm not the only one that benefits from this. And I just want to put that out there. So we're going to get started. This segment is brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. You can pre-order your copy at theheartconnections.com. It is being released this month. We're finishing up this publishing process right now, and it's requiring it. I definitely know that I'm living on purpose, which is what we've been talking about today. And this purpose requires resilience. That's what I want to talk to you about this hour in Heart Talk. I know that we have, talked about purpose. We've talked about fighting for purpose. We've talked about being distracted from our purpose. We've talked about running from purpose. And now we're going to talk about resilient purpose. We're talking about resilient purpose. I was reading an article by Jim Rohn, and he said, resilience is the ability to return to the original form after being bent, stretched, or compressed. It's the ability to readily recover from illness, depression, or adversity. How would you ever handle it if you lost everything you had today? When we talk about living on purpose, many times when we think about losing everything we have, we really can't lose our purpose. You can have a house fire go on in your home, but that won't burn as long as you're alive, it won't burn your purpose. And if your purpose has been written and the vision has been made clear, even if you leave this dimension, your purpose can still go on. The purpose that we have is the most valuable thing about us. It's the reason why we were created. It's the reason why we exist. Many times we find ourselves in very frustrating, just debilitating situations because we are doing everything but living on purpose. We are helping other people live on purpose. We are helping the world be better. We doing all of these things, but just not doing the right thing. Doing good things, but not God things. Let's focus on the God things. Why were you put here? And after you get that figured out, that's the easy part. The hard part is continuously doing it, even when it doesn't make sense. Continuously doing it when people are talking about you, people are judging you, when you don't even believe in your head, but your heart is telling you you can do it. That's resilience. And that's what you need if you're going to live on purpose. So he highlighted 7 steps to being 7 traits of resiliency. And he got it. This is coming from the book, The Resilient Self, authored by Stephen and Sybil Wallen. Okay, Wolin, if you want to go check it out. The Resilient Self. Okay, because this is what he says, and this really touched me. Whether your losses had anything to do with you or not, your future success has everything to do with you. That's what I need you to know. Yes, you may have been raped. You may have been violated. You may have been touched. You may have been cheated on. You may have been abandoned. You may have been discriminated against. All of that stuff. And that's terrible. The thing is, you were created for a purpose and with a purpose. So with all of that being said, and you went through all of that, now what? What are you going to do now? You're still alive. You're still here. You still have an impact to make in the world. Your future depends on you. You can't change the past. And a lot of those situations, you had no control over who was doing what to you, but now you do. Now you do. So these are some ways that you can stay on track. These are some ways that you can, these are not the only ways, but these are some tips that you can use to help yourself fight to stay on purpose, to overcome the distractions that are hindering you from living on purpose, and truly start to see your life in a transformed light, because that's what we all need. The first thing says resilience requires insight. You need to develop the ability to ask yourself tough questions and answer honestly. If you had something to do with your loss, be honest and responsible for it. Let me tell y'all something. That's the hardest thing for most people to do. I'm thankful they put that as number one. I know that's hard to do, but it's even harder to be in denial. Okay. Resilience requires insight. What else does resilience require? Resilience is independent. As a resilient person, you can count on yourself to bounce back into life. You understand that in order to be resilient, you have to be the one to do it. Hello to my Facebook friends. Hey, Shanice, how you doing? Those of you, and make sure you check me out on Facebook Live. You can follow me on Adelai Brown, and you can also catch me on YouTube, live on the YouTube channel at The Heart Connections. And you can also go to bit.ly, bit.ly/Heart Connections. Resilience is independent. What you have to understand is that you have to be independently resilient from the inside in order to empower yourself to do what you need to do. You can't look for someone else's resilience to get you through. You have to make up in your mind that you're going to push through whatever it is. Why? Because this is why you were put here. You were not put on this earth to sit and watch other people live and enjoy their lives. You were put here for a purpose, an independent purpose, not something your best friend is supposed to be doing, not something your wife is supposed to be doing, not something your husband is supposed to be doing, not something your children are supposed to be doing, and your brothers and sisters. No, resilience is independent. Okay. You're going to have to use what you have to empower where you're going. All right. Let's get to the third one. Although resilience is independent, it's also tied to others. Yes, it is. The more people you are responsible for, the greater your motivation to begin again. The stronger the reason, the stronger the action. The stronger the reason, the stronger the action. Resilience it's tied to others. Many times we have to be resilient for us and for others. There were times when I wanted to just give up and just quit. And I had to realize that I'm not just doing this for me. I have a husband, I have children, I have family and friends who love and care for me, and I as well for them. And that pushes me to not give up, to want to keep going. What did he say resilience is? The ability to return to original form after being bent, stressed, or compressed. It's the ability to readily recover from illness, depression, and or adversity. Okay? All right, so resilience requires insight. Resilience is independent. Resilience is independent, but is also tied to others. Resilience, number 4, resilience calls for initiative. In order for you to live on purpose, you have to be resilient. If you're going to be resilient, it calls for initiative. You need to develop the ability to take charge of the situation, to take charge of the problem. You need to stand up and do whatever is necessary to get back on course. Let me tell you something. People don't like to take the initiative because so many people don't want to get the blame. When you are living on purpose, you're not worrying about who's blaming you for what. You just want to get the job done so that you can keep moving along that path. Remember, we're fighting to stay on task. We are fighting away the distractions. And initiative is one of those things that helps us stay on task. Number 5, resilience has an element of creativity. Resilience has an element of creativity. I so agree with this. That's why I want to share this list with you. If you want to check this out, I'll put it in the link again, jimrohn.com/resilient people. That's this article that I'm reading. Resilience has an element of creativity. With resilience, you are able to look at a situation and creatively determine the best way out. You are enterprising in your approach towards starting over. Many people don't know how to do something simply because they're not trying to do it. When you start putting into action your faith, when you put your faith in action, it's going to create something. It creates something new. It creates something great. It is creative. Your resilience is creative because you are moving in and on purpose. Shout out to forward attire, because that's what my shirt says today. Moving on purpose. I'm gonna have to take a picture and tag them on Instagram. They have such great shirts. And this says moving on purpose. I didn't even realize that. And I was talking about purpose today. I promise y'all, I didn't. I just wanted to wear their shirt today. I didn't even realize it was talking about purpose. But when you are in purpose and you're living on purpose, if God created you for a purpose, He created you for a certain thing, don't you think He has equipped you with the ideas and the thoughts? The Bible tells us we have witty ideas and inventions on the inside of us. When you decide you're going to walk out that purpose, you have to have resilience. And when you're resilient, God blesses you with that creativity. I love it. Two more to go. Two more to go. A resilient person has humor. Lord Jesus, tell me. They also have a lot of tears to cry. You may cry until you start laughing. But a sense of humor is so important when turning your life around. You've got to take your goals seriously, and you've got to take yourself seriously. But at times, you also got to be able to laugh at yourself and your situation. Laughter is the best medicine. I remember a friend said that they healed her. Well, I remember someone saying that they healed their family member through laughter. She had terminal cancer and she was healed completely through laughter. They use laughter therapy. You can research that on your own. But just understanding that we know that when you have to get in that mindset to be resilient, a lot of times humor is not what you're thinking about. But I can attest to this personally. Sometimes all hell is breaking loose in my life and I want to give up and I have to just stop and laugh because it's like, that's all I can do to keep from crying. I'll be crying and laughing all at the same time. But guess what? I'm still typing. I'm still writing. I'm still showing up. That's what resilience is all about. All right, here's the last one. I see you, Shawnees. A resilient person has a strong sense of morality. Come on, somebody. Whatever you do to get back on your feet, make sure it's moral. Don't you be stabbing people in the back and doing all kind of underhanded, cutthroat things because you feel like you need to get on top. All you're doing is digging a hole for yourself. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he reap. And that's why a lot of people are fearful with their blessings because they haven't been moral in receiving many of them. Okay? Make sure that your upcoming success is at the service and not at the expense of others. Oh, that is good. Make sure your success is at the service and not the expense of others. Mm-mm-mm. The more obstacles you face and overcome, the more times you falter and get back on track. The more difficulties you struggle with and conquer, the more resiliency you will naturally develop. If you are resilient, there's nothing that can hold you back. Your purpose is awesome. All right. Your purpose is so necessary that I can't be the best I can be without you being the best you can be. Get that. So I need you to be resilient in pursuing that. This has been Heart Talk with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on your community station with international inspiration, kinetichifi.com. Make sure you pre-order your copy of the new book. It's going to help you stay on purpose. Help save me from my broken heart. Your journey to living and loving again. You can pre-order your copy at theheartconnections.com. In the meantime, we're living on purpose. We're getting closer to our dreams. Let Guapale help us with that today. I'll be back to close out after this. Heart Connections, high five. All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much. Hey, Shawnees, thank you for tuning in. Love you too, girl. I haven't seen you in forever. What's the elementary, middle school friends? It's good seeing you. God bless you. I hope that this Heart Talk has been a blessing to you guys, my Facebook and YouTube friends that are tuning in. And I just want to encourage you to be resilient. I'm going to update the link so that you can go and look at that article that I was just talking about that I got some of those tips from Jim Rohn. I like him. He's very straightforward and to the point. Back in the day, I wouldn't have liked somebody like Jim Rohn because he was so straightforward and to the point that I would always try to avoid people who would be like that. But I've come to grow and learn and appreciate people being very upfront and honest and straight up with me because that's really the only way we can really get better. So if this has been a blessing to you, I encourage you to share the video, comment, like. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. And, let's get the word out. Let's live on purpose. It's a wisdom, work it out Wednesday, but we have to make sure we're living on purpose. And I think about that often when I think about us going to our mentoring program and working with the young ladies that we work with. It has been so therapeutic for myself and all of the other adult ladies who've been in the sessions. So I can only imagine, I can't wait to hear from the young ladies as they get older as to how these sessions have impacted them. So